Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to Kibla Ahmed Art. It's G-Man out here in Hong Kong. Today I want to geek out about something different. Today I want to geek out about a bit of health. I take a Super Saiyan shake, it's what I call it, or shake that I know that Batman takes, considering that Batman's alive and real and stuff. But no, this shake I take is a mixture of different ingredients which I've been researching on based on health, disease prevention, I guess. I am no expert, I am no scientist, so I'm just putting out this message on behalf of an amateur and a regular guy. I'm trying to say. I'm no scientist, but I listen to these scientists and these dietitians and these experts every day because I love geeking out about health and fitness and diet. These days I'm all about diet, I'm all about foods that will help preventing diseases, basically, make you feel good and stuff like that. I listen to constantly, the Joe Rogan Podcast. He's always got these experts on that talk about these good foods and anti-inflammatory foods that we'll get onto in a bit. And just great health foods, probiotic foods, just generally make you feel good, not necessarily about the looks. The looks is the benefit, you'll get the abs and shredded and all that sort of stuff, but it's all about the health. And then with this knowledge of health, you can, influence your loved ones. I'm trying to influence my father now, who's hitting age like 50, like 60 plus. I'm like, Pops, you need to do certain things like intermittent fasting, get on a bit of a ketogenic diet, just to prevent certain things, like arthritis and stuff like that. Scientific studies come out all the time saying, doing certain diets like intermittent fasting or ketogenic, then the ketogenic diet, it reduces inflammation, it reduces certain diseases like diabetes and hypertension and arthritis and stuff like that. But you got to do the science on each one of these diets. I listen to the Joe Rogan Podcast with so many different experts on the Dr. Ronder. Patrick's constantly on there, just hitting crazy knowledge. Thomas DeLauer. Sorry, man, I cannot pronounce his name. But he's to me, he's a scientist as well, and he's just constantly giving the background and the science of each sort of foods and why you should eat it, and the scientific breakdown of why it's good for you and the health benefits from it. So, if you want to find out more information, check out these people, Thomas DeLauer's got his website, Science Six Pack Abs. Check that out. It's very scientific. I wish it stuck in my head, but it doesn't. I listen to him every day, trying to absorb this information. I just got to keep listening to it because it does not absorb in my head. So, but I just wanted to give you information from, like I said, from an average guy's perspective, just so you can get a little bit of understanding of the health benefits, and then you can go do your own research and get more deep into it. And if you got a great memory and if you understand science better, then you will appreciate it more than I do. But I mean, for me, from my perspective, listen, I've been training for a long time now, man, since I was a kid, big into martial arts and stuff like that. When I was a teenager, yes, I wanted to get hench, I wanted to get big. I was always this skinny kid, and I'm still this skinny kid. I'm a tiny guy. I've always been like that. But in those teenage years, I wanted to get hench. I wanted to see freaking, hench people like wrestlers and whatnot. I wanted to be big like that. So I was doing these crazy diets, just trying to eat 6 meals a day and blah, blah, blah. Chicken and all this sort of stuff. Then I got into martial arts, and then martial arts made me realize, you know what, I don't want to get big. This is my weight class. I'm happy with this. I actually came to an understanding that this is my weight class. I'm a small, skinny kid. Let's, apply what my weight and natural weight is and apply it in the real world, right? In my real world, rather than trying to get as big as possible and all that sort of stuff. So I gave up with that, and then through martial arts, I wanted to be a more conditioned person. I thought about, again, it wasn't really about health. It was more about, I need to be conditioned, because I started competing, doing like amateur Sandow fights and stuff like that, trying to get into MMA. That didn't work out as well. But anyway, I'm still training. But the point is, martial arts guided me towards like being happy with my weight class, training in a different way and trying to have different outcomes, like I say, being conditioned, from cardio wise to muscle wise to even bone wise, trying to condition all that stuff. Now I'm 33. my whole mind frame's changed again. All the other stuff's still in there, but it's all about health now. I'm talking about health. I don't care about how I look. Like I said, the looks is the benefits. I train still hard. I love training, but it's all about health, disease prevention, health. So I just want to go through a couple things, right? Like I say, do check out Thomas DeLauer, do check out Dr. Ronder Patrick, Joe Rogan's podcast, always got people on to get that scientific information. I'm going to just give you some stuff. If you're an expert and you're listening to this, I would appreciate your feedback. If I say something wrong, if I'm doing something wrong, or if you see the combination of this super shake and you're like, listen, you can't combine those two ingredients together because they cancel each other out, or something like that, I don't know. The ingredients I'm going to give you is not scientifically proven. However, each product each ingredient as a whole has been scientifically proven that it's healthy for you. So like I said, if you're an expert and you're listening, please comment, please give me that feedback if it's wrong to combine these ingredients together. So I appreciate that. But anyway, let's start off quickly. First, CBD. Actually, wait, let me first start off with the inflammation. Right, the whole point of all of this is to reduce inflammation, right? And the inflammation is basically the body's response to injury. It works to heal like wounds, and it also plays in a role in like chronic diseases. It can play in a role in chronic diseases, right? It's the body's attempt to heal itself after an injury. So if you hurt yourself, cut yourself, that's when inflammation comes and tries to heal itself, basically. And it defends itself against like viruses and bacteria and stuff, and to repair the damaged tissues. Now there's two types of inflammation. There's the acute type, which is the healing factor, and then you got the chronic type, which is the bad shit. This is the shit that you always hear about when you need to reduce inflammation, and that's like reducing inflammation to prevent heart disease, cancer, diabetes, you know, even like in your brain, everywhere. Like you got to reduce inflammation, this bad chronic inflammation, and that's produced by food. A lot of it's produced by food and the shit that you eat and all the junk food and smoking and drinking or whatever. I mean, if you love that stuff, do it. I would never tell anyone don't. I don't think a human being should tell another human being to not do something. Like, have a game, do whatever you want. But if you're interested in health, then you know, you shouldn't be doing that stuff. As long as you're not hurting any other people, have a game, do what you're doing. But anyway, let's start off. CBD. Right, I take a drop of CBD with I don't add this to the shake. Actually, before I take the shake, I just drop a little CBD underneath my tongue. This brand I get from CBD Brothers is CBD and Hemp Oil. CBD is just basically a compound known as a cannabinoid, found in the cannabis plants. Basically, it's a natural pain relief, anti-inflammatory property. It helps you. I don't know. It helps in many different ways, man. Like just many different ways. Like it's anti-inflammatory. It helps people with anxiety. That's the one I was looking for. People say it helps them with anxiety and stuff like that. So I start off with a CBD drop. Always drop a CBD. Take twice a day and stuff like that. Then again, it helps with like I said, it helps with many different things. A lot of fighters and stuff take it after a fight because it helps reduce inflammation. You could buy, like I said, the drops. You can bring the what do you call it, the vape oils and whatnot, and this doesn't contain any THC. THC is the weed that everyone loves to take and get high and shit. This doesn't contain none of it, right? If it contains maybe like 1 or 2%, but that does not get you high. You could drink this whole bottle and not get high. So don't get confused with CBD with weed. They started legalizing it all over the States and places around the world, but some places still are ignorant to this, and it's still illegal. And it's illegal because of propaganda and bullshit and business. It has nothing to do with the drugs and all that bullshit they tell you. That's all propaganda. Go research on it. I can't get into it in this video. The next thing, alright, this is when I start adding things into my shake. Turmeric. Turmeric is like I'll put this here actually. It's a spice, and you know what? My mum used to use this stuff. I never realized how good it is, basically. But this is like, it's a natural anti-inflammatory compound, right? I'm just going to give you the benefits of it. Natural anti-inflammatory compound. It dramatically increases antioxidants capacity in the body. Linked to improve brain functions and stuff like that. Lower the risk of brain disease. Lower your risk of heart disease. Turmeric can help prevent like cancer. You know, when you look at cancer production ingredients, turmeric comes up. Alzheimer's disease, arthritis, you know, turmeric. Check that out. The next part I add in, I just add like like a half tablespoon of turmeric, by the way, and then I do half a tablespoon of hemp protein. Now I choose hemp protein rather than other proteins because one is a plant base, right? Again, hemp is another part of the cannabis plant, right? So it's just another part of the family, basically. Again, there's no THC. You're not going to drink this hemp and get high. So guys, research on hemp and cannabinoids and stuff like that. You really got to research on it. If you feel like, oh, this is all drugs and shit, don't believe that rubbish. Hemp, I take this right there. It has 20 amino acids, including the 9 essential amino acids that your body is unable to produce, right, on its own. So you have to obtain these 9 amino acids from food substance. Hemp is one of the best protein substances that contains all 9 of those. So hemp protein, that's the next thing I add. I add like a half tablespoon of that. The next thing I add is this kale, grinded up kale, basically, organic kale. Kale is another one of them superfoods. It's high in iron, high in vitamin K, C, and A, filled with powerful antioxidants, anti-inflammatory food again, great for cardiovascular support, high in calcium, great detox food. It's just amazing. Next thing I add is hemp oil. I'm all about this hemp shit, man. Again, do research if you think this is drugs. But hemp oil, I'd add 2 tablespoons of this. It's great in omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, antioxidants, potassium, magnesium, iron, zinc, calcium. This is some good shit, man. The other one I add is, I add 2 tablespoons of that. Then I add a tablespoon of this MCT oil. MCT oil is a form of saturated fat. This whole shit about fat being bad for you, saturated fat being bad for you, is all bullshit, right? Again, you gotta go do the research, but there was an article posted by the New York Times just revealing this whole propaganda shit that scientists used to pay off sugar companies were paying off scientists telling the world that fat is bad for you, saturated fat is bad for you, and sugar is not. Sugar is the thing that fucks you up. Fat is good for you, right? Good fat is good for you. So anyway, do the research. Go out and do that research on that story I told you about, the New York Times story. It's all corruption and shit. Business is business, always. Anyway, MCT oils. Basically, it's found in coconut oil. When you take coconut oil, around 60% of coconut oil contains MCT oils. This is just a bit more concentrated on MCT oils, basically. Basically, it's a form of basically fats are a form of composed of like carbons and hydrogen. Then like there's short chain fatty acids, there's mid chain fatty acids, and long chain fatty acids. This is like a mid chain fatty acid. It's easier to digest. Like it's a beneficial fat that's easier to digest. Instead of like its metabolism through like the digestive system, the fats are processed in the liver. Right? MCT provides fast and last energy, are easily for the body to absorb, basically. So yeah, it's good stuff. The next thing I'm adding, actually wait, some of the benefits of the MCT mid-chain fatty acids are help you kind of like lose weight, right? Helps you use fat as energy. Using fat as energy is actually more efficient than using carbs. Again, it's gotta be another video, but basically when you eat too much carbs and whatnot, that turns into glucose that you use as immediate energy, and then whatever's not used turns into glycogen, right? And then your fat's stored as well. When you need energy, when you go through the glucose, your body starts using that glycogen, right? But it doesn't ever start using that fat. And when you keep feeding yourself again, you top up your fat, you top up your glycogen, you top up the glucose. So you never actually really go into the fat. That's why you do a ketogenic diet or an intermittent fasting diet, which basically you're not using no carbs and whatnot, and your insulin level spikes and your body starts using that fat as energy. That's when you start burning fat, and actually fat is more efficient energy than using glucose. Again, research on that. Ketones it releases ketones, the liver releases ketones, and it's just a better energy source. But look into that anyway. The next thing I use is this apple cider vinegar. This shit don't taste good. I don't like the taste of it, but just a tablespoon of that. I put this in there. It helps weight loss again, drops blood pressure, cholesterol levels, stabilizes your blood sugar, enhances skin, relieves acid reflux symptoms, regulates blood sugar levels. Apple cider vinegar. This is good shit, but I don't like the taste of it, man. Makes me sick. And then I might top it up with a bit more coconut oil. Maybe that's, to be honest with you, that's purely based on saving costs, man. I would love to use all that MCT oils, but I need to save from the damn cost because this stuff can be expensive. However, I drink this once a day. And you know, some of the ingredients last me more than a month, 2 months and stuff like that. But it's all good, man. It's all amazing stuff. It helps reduce, like I said, inflammation. I feel great when I drink it. I do drink it as possibly my last meal of the day before I start fasting for my intermittent fasting for the next day. Sometimes on the weekend when I'm at home, I have all my ingredients. I would drink it before to break my fast. Again, if you're an expert out there and you know if I should be drinking this after or before, let me know. That's not scientifically proven when I drink it. However, I feel amazing drinking this stuff. I feel great. The health benefits are amazing. I still train like an animal. I love training. And having this sort of diet and eating these sort of foods gives me the great results, like physically, but mentally and internally, everything is great. I just wanted to share that information with you. If anything sounds interesting here, you can go do your own research. Like I said, I'm not a scientist, but I wanted to say it from a normal person's perspective, because at least hopefully might influence you to be like, you know, if a regular dude's geeking out about this, maybe I could go look into it and influence people. But yeah, you know, guys, like I said, any feedback, let me know. If I'm wrong on anything, please let me know. I'm definitely learning. One day I want this to be my my future. You know, I want this to be my life, like really being a scientist on this rather than just a dietitian and stuff. But alright guys, anyway, it's been a long ass video. I hope I haven't bored you, but still, thank you so much for watching. If you are watching it, like I said, please do go do your research. Check Thomas DeLauer, check Dr. Ronder Patrick. Check Joe Rogan's podcast when he's got all them people on there, and let's listen to what they got to say. It's amazing information. It's great for your body. Influence it with your families and loved ones, because it's all about health, man. It's all about health. Cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Me and Kib's got more geeky shit coming out. And cool. G-Man out. Peace.